Hello, my name is Rossella and today I'm going to do chapter 1 in this book. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to my channel to be the first one to watch my next video. Remember, you can also visit my website theoryvirtuoso.com where you can find all the videos that I publish. You can also find me on Facebook, Theory Virtuoso, and Instagram, Theory Virtuoso. Thank you for watching. Bye! The first chapter of the Grade 3 book starts with rhythm, and it talks about demi-semi-quavers. The demi-semi-quaver is a very short note in music. To quantify the length of the note, we use fractions, and the fraction of the demi-semi-quaver is 1/30 seconds. And this means that 32 demi-semi-quavers make a semibreve. It's quite a lot. That means that the note is really short. The symbol it has 3 flags and the rest as well has 3 flags. So it's a 7 with 3 short hands. To answer the exercise number 1, let's think in steps. Demi-semi are 2 short prefixes that tell us there is twice the half of a quaver. We need to half a quaver twice. So, quaver, semi-quaver, half of a quaver, demi-semi, a half of a quaver. So, a semi-quaver is equal to X number of demi-semi-quavers. Now, the demi-semi is the half, so 2. 2 demi-semi-quavers equals to a semi-quaver. A minim is equal to a certain number of demi-semi-quavers. Now, a minim is 2 crotchets. 2 crotchets equals, so each crotchet equals 2 quavers. So a minim is equal to 4 quavers. Each quaver equals 2 semiquavers. So we have 8 semiquavers. Now the demi-semiquavers are double this amount, so not 8 but 16. And just to confirm, a minim is half of a semibreve and the demi-semiquaver is 1/30 seconds, so half of 32 is 16th. So this is another way of going through this. We need half of the amount. 32 demi-semiquavers would make a semibreve. The minim is half a semibreve, so 16. You can think in both ways. You can either go step by step via the length. So you calculate from the starting value to the ending value, or you go from the fraction. You use mathematical steps rather than the musical steps. In the same way, we can consider the crotchet. So to make a crotchet, that will be 8 to make a crotchet. But because it's dotted, we need to add half of a crotchet. So that will be 8 plus 4, therefore 12. Now, to get to 12, we can also do this. A crotchet equals 2 quavers. 2 quavers equals 4 semiquavers. 4 semiquavers equals 8 demi-semiquavers. And then we need to add another quaver, which is this. So it makes it 12. This is it. 4 demi-semiquavers make a quaver. In a dotted crotchet, we have 3 quavers. So 1, 2, and 3 groups. Then you count them: 4, 8, 12. 2 quavers are equal to, now we said that, 8 demisemiquavers, because each quaver equals to 4 demisemiquavers. So 2 quavers, 8. 3 semiquavers, okay, now each semiquaver is equal to 2 demisemiquavers. So 2 times 3, 6. To sum up what I said, you can either use a mathematical system, so you go from 1 semibreve equals 32 demisemiquavers, and then you go from there. So the minim is half, the crotchet is a quarter, and so forth. Or you go step by step. Once you discover that 4 demisemiquavers equal to 1 quaver, then you calculate the amount of quavers that you have in a value. So 3 in a dotted crotchet, 2 with quavers, and semiquavers are 2 demisemiquavers. And I hope that this is clear. Think in steps. And now let's move on to the second exercise. In this exercise number 2, we need to circle the right time signature of the given bars. Now, you can count the number of beats, and you can spend ages counting these demisemiquavers to find out that that's 1 beat, 1 crotchet. Now, we use theory for improving our knowledge, musical knowledge, but also to improve sight reading. Because by improving sight reading, we also improve our playing. Therefore, try to visualize. The grouping is key because it tells us the beats. The number of beats are the movement, the gestures of a conductor. So, here we have 1 and 2 groups of things. Therefore, it is very likely that we have 2 movements. And here you see 1 and 2. That is confirmed. So we are in 2/4, 2 crotchet beats in a bar. 3/8 can't be because it means 3 quavers in a bar. And we say this because 1 quaver equals 1/8. The fraction that represents the quaver is 1/8. Therefore, 3/8 means 3 quavers. If we say 3 quavers in a bar or 3 quaver beats in a bar, it's the same thing. Okie dokie. Let's go on to the next second one and let's discover the time signature. I already see 3 groups of things. And first, let's see things from above. I have 2 bars, 1 minim and 1 crotchet. I already see that this is in 3/4. But let's have it proved by the other bar. 1, 2, and 3. Because this is a tutorial, I can go through the whole process and say that 4 demisemiquavers equals 1 quaver. And 1 quaver, 2 quavers equals 1 crotchet. And this step-by-step system is 2 demisemiquavers equals 1 semiquaver. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 semiquavers. 4 semiquavers are equal to 2 quavers. The half, okay? And 2 quavers are equal to 1 crotchet. So we have 1, 2, and 3 crotchets. So 3/4. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. In the third example, we have just one bar and it's quite long. So let's analyze it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 crotchets. Our options are 2 halves, that means 2 minims in a bar, 3 halves, 3 minims in a bar, and 3/4, 3 crotchet in a bars. You can exclude 3/4 because we have 6 crotchets, so it is impossible. We can exclude 2 halves because we don't have 2 minims. But how many minims do we have? 1, 2 and 3, 2 crotchets together. So this is 3 minims in a bar, and the counting is every minim. So 1, 2 and 3. Is it clear? Now the counting in minims is a bit less common, but this shouldn't confuse you because it's the same. It's like having an orientation value, a different orientation value, but it's the same otherwise. It's the counting that should be the same. Next one. 4 things make 1 quaver, 2 quavers, 3 quavers, and then I have 3 quavers here. First of all, when I see things from above, I would go for the easiest thing that I see, which is this for me. These 3 things are 3 quavers, and within the options I do have a 3/8 possibility, so I already draw my attention there. Then I see if I can confirm it in the previous bar. 1, 2 and 3 quavers, absolutely 3/8. 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. Don't be put off by the fact that we count in quavers or minims. It is the same. Counting in crotchet is the most frequent, the most usual thing, but this doesn't mean that the other options are not available. They are, so it could be. Let's go on to our last example. We have, now this is interesting, visualize very quickly and use your eyesight to visualize things immediately. 1, 2, 3 and 4 groups of things. Now we only need to decide if we are counting in quavers, minims or crotchet, and it could be also semiquavers, but this is not the case. So we have 1 quaver and the other half of the quaver, easy. So there are 2 quavers in each count, and here you see them. Therefore, I think that we count in crotchets. Now, how many crotchets do we have? 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4/4. Our options here are only in crotchets, so we only need to count the number of crotchets, and they are already nicely grouped. So the counting is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Please let me know if I made things easier for you, because this is exactly what I'm aiming to. Now we move on to the next section of this first chapter, which is about the triplet with demisemiquavers. The triplet in demisemiquavers is not difficult at all because it's just equal to 2 demisemiquavers. Exercise 3. Take the triplets 4, so there are only 4 here, the 4 triplets that have the same length of 1 semiquaver. 1 semiquaver equals 2 demisemiquavers. So we need to see where we have this. 3 semiquavers equals 2 semiquavers. So no thank you. 2 demisemiquavers and 1 semiquavers doesn't make any sense because they must be the same length.
3 demisemiquavers equals to 2 demisemiquavers, therefore 1 semiquaver, so this is correct. 3 semiquavers as a triplet is as long as 2 semiquavers, and we need only 1, so no. 1 demisemiquaver and 1 semiquaver. This is interesting because in fact we're talking about this. And 3 demisemiquavers as a triplet equals 2 demisemiquavers, and 2 demisemiquavers equals 1 semiquaver, so this is correct. This is the same example but swapped round, so this is also correct. And the last one correct, the last correct one is this, because we have 3 demisemiquavers equals to 2 demisemiquavers equals 1 semiquaver. There you go. This one is not correct because this is basically this is equivalent to this. 3 semiquavers equals to 2 semiquavers. Therefore, no thank you. So these are the 4 correct answers. Exercise 4. We need to basically do some maths calculation and write the equivalent value. 1 crotchet plus 1 crotchet equals 1 minim. 1 minim plus 1 crotchet. Now, do we need to count? You can, but they are grouped together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 quaver. 1, 2, 3, 4, the second quaver, so 1 crotchet in total. Therefore, it's 1 minim plus 1 crotchet and is a dotted minim. We can't write 2 notes here because they ask us to write only 1. And they also remind you the values. But what is important is if you consider that 4 demisemiquavers make a quaver, you can then do your own calculations in a much easier way. A dotted semiquaver plus a demisemiquaver equals 1 semiquaver plus 1 semiquaver, because this half and this half, the dot, can be paired up. So 1 semiquaver, 1 semiquaver equals 1 quaver. 2 semiquavers equals 1 quaver. Now, let's pair up things. 1 semiquaver plus a dot and the other half. That means 2 semiquavers. These 2 together. 4 semiquavers equals 2 quavers equals 1 crotchet. And this is a quaver. So 1 crotchet plus 1 quaver equals 1 dotted crotchet. Should I go through this again? This is 1 semiquaver and its half. The other half is the demisemiquaver. So, to simplify it, I consider 2 of the first value, the dotted value, so 2 semiquavers. 2 semiquavers equals 1 quaver, and that's one side. 4 semiquavers equals 1 crotchet, because each group of 2 equals 1 quaver, and then 2 quavers equals 1 crotchet. Now 1 crotchet plus 1 quaver is a dotted crotchet because the quaver is its half. I hope this is clear. Let me know if not. 1 quaver plus a dot is 1 quaver plus a semiquaver. Now, 3 of them, 3 demisemiquavers as a triplet equals to 2 of them. And 2 demisemiquavers equals 1 semiquaver. Now 1 semiquaver and the other semiquaver here can be paired up, and the quaver is here. So we have one quaver and two semiquavers. Therefore, we have two quavers, and two quavers are a crotchet. So do you see that I go very slowly and very carefully, step by step? A triplet of demisemiquavers equals to two of the same value, so two demisemiquavers. Two demisemiquavers equals one semiquaver. The other semiquaver is the dot, and it makes it two. Two semiquavers equals one quaver, and the other quaver is the first note. So two quavers equals one crotchet. So step by step, the last one. Two quavers equals one crotchet. Now we have two demisemiquavers equals one of the upper value, one semiquaver. Three demisemiquavers as a triplet equals two of the same value. So 1, 2, 3. And here this is the same, so another semiquaver. Now one crotchet plus two semiquavers, which is equal to one quaver. We have one crotchet and one quaver. This is a quaver. So a dotted crotchet. Okay, step by step, thinking carefully of what is the equivalent, the upper value that is equivalent to what I have. When I do that, I try to go up and up and up and up until I have to stop because I have enough. Let's move on. In this exercise, we need to complete the time signatures. Let's have a look at the whole thing first, each time. This could be an incomplete bar, so let's just forget about it. We have two complete bars, and which one is the easiest? This one, I think. We have one crotchet and the other crotchet. So far, I can see two crotchets in a bar. And this is confirmed in this bar as well, two crotchets. And let's see if it's confirmed in this complicated bar. We have one crotchet here and another crotchet here. So the answer is 2/4. The next one. We have a very long and complicated bar, but we have another one that is much easier. This one is incomplete, so forget about it. One crotchet and another crotchet. Why do I say so? This is one quaver, the half and the other half, so two quavers. Two quavers and one crotchet, so two crotchets. Now let's have it confirmed here. We feel very confused here, but we shouldn't, because the things are grouped already nicely together. We see two groups of things. Let's find out what kind of grouping it is. If it's a crotchet, we have one quaver and four demisemiquavers, and we already said that four demisemiquavers equals one quaver, because two of them are one semiquaver, so two semiquavers equals one quaver. Two quavers equals one crotchet. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, that's one quaver. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's another quaver. So one quaver and one quaver. So two quavers, one crotchet, two quavers, one crotchet. So another 2/4. Now the next one. There are long bars, but don't you see 4 groups of things? All of them are complete. So there is a minim, another crotchet, so 2 crotchets, 3 crotchets, and I assume that this is the 4th crotchet. Now I see 1, 2, 3, 4 semiquavers equals 1 crotchet, 1 crotchet. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's have it confirmed. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, guys, try not to fill up the sheet of maths calculations. Use your eyesight, visualize things, because if you do so, your sight reading will benefit from that. Music is very direct, and if you never go for the extra mile, take a leap of faith and allow your eyesight to do what it's meant to do, you will never get to the stage where I am now. I just don't think too much. I allow my eyesight to guide me. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4/4. Because in each bar we have 4 crotchets grouped as crotchets. Let's see here, we have 3 things. 3 things, 3 things. The easiest bar for me is this, 3 quavers. So I assume that the number here is 3. Let's have it proved by the other bars. 4 demisemiquavers equals 1 quaver. So 1, 2, and 3 quavers. 1, 2, and 3 quavers. 1, 2, and 3. So 3/8. In this piece by Debussy, we have a very long bar, and then shall we start with this one? 3. We know already that we need to think in crotchets, okay, because the denominator is given. So 3, a dotted minim is last 3 crotchets. So 1, 2, 3 crotchets plus the other one, because I have 1 quaver and the other half of the quaver. So this is in 4/4, but let's have it proved. 1, this is equals to 2 of the same kind, so 2 quavers, 1 crotchet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now here, see the grouping. 4 things, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4/4. Am I making things easier for you guys? Do we really have to calculate all the things like this plus this half, this plus its half plus its half makes it this thing makes it this thing? I don't think we should, honestly. But anyway, now let's have a look at here, the last one. We already know that we need to think in minims because the denominator is 2 and 2 equals minims. Why? Because the minim is 2/4, okay? But if we simplify it, it's 1/2. It's a half. So how many halves do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have it confirmed. 1. Let's start from the end, the end of the bar, because I think it's easier. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is in 4 halves. Therefore, we are saying that there are 4 minims in a bar. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I hope I made it clearer and easier for all of you. Please let me know if not. Let's move on. In this exercise, we need to add a rest or a group of rests to complete the bar. We are in 4/4, so we have 1, 2, 3, and this is incomplete. A triplet of semiquavers equals 2 of the same kind, so 2 semiquavers. 2 semiquavers equals 1 quaver. And we need the other quaver basically, because we have crotchet, 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 and we need to make up a crotchet here. So we need a quaver rest. The second one, we need 3 quavers in each bar. 1, 2, and 3. 1 and a half. So we need 1 and a half. Let's write the other half. And I also use a quaver because we have 1 quaver, 1 quaver, and we need a 3rd quaver. Now, can I use the dotted quaver? No, not here, because we need to show the 3 movements, so we can't. We need to see 1, 2, and 3 movements, counting numbers, okay? 3/4, 3 crochets, so 1 crochet, 1 crochet, and now look at this. We have an odd number of demi-semi-quavers. I don't even have to count. We just need to make it 4, okay? It is impossible that we have 3. An odd number is just not the case unless we have a triplet. We have 1 quaver, we need the other quaver. 2/4, 1. Then we have 1 quaver here, and we need another quaver. Now, this is 1 quaver, okay? So 2 of them make 1 quaver. I have 1 and I need the and a half, I need the other half. So, a demi-semi-quaver. Let's do that again. I have a half, I have 1 quaver, semi-quaver. I have the a half and I need the other half. So, I don't really need to do any maths calculation here. I already know that this is half of it, so I need the other half. Easy. I hope it makes sense, guys. Let's go for the penultimate one. 3/4, 3 crochets. Let's start from the end because it's easier. 1 crochet, 1 crochet. Now I have 1 quaver, 1 semi-quaver here. I go the step up, 1 semi-quaver. I need another semi-quaver, so I need a semi-quaver. That's all. Half. The other half makes it 1, 2, and 3. The last one, 3 quavers. Now, see the grouping here. We have 1 group, and another group where something is missing. 4 of them equals 1 quaver. We have 3, we need a 4th. So we don't need to think too much. That's it. 4, 4, and another group. This equals to 2 semi-quavers, therefore 1 quaver. Do not complicate your things. Do not complicate things. Just go step by step and use your eyesight. Visualize things. We need to see 3 groups of things. 1, 2, and 3. And now let's move on to exercise 7. In exercise 7, we need to add the bar lines to make 2/4, a melody in 2/4, which is 2 crochets. So 1 crochet is here. See the grouping? I see the other crochet here. Shall we use logic? 2 semi-quavers equals 1 quaver. 1 semi-quaver is on the other side, and the other half is these 2 demi-semi-quavers equals 1 semi-quaver, and with the other half equals 2 semi-quavers equals 1 quaver. Okay, so we have this equals 3 of them equals 2, two of them equals one demisemiquaver, one semiquavers, plus the other one here, equals one quaver. Now, four of them, four semiquavers equals one crotchet. The other crotchet is here, two groups of things. Now here I'm very confused. Well, shall we start from the end? One crotchet, just to double check, one crotchet and the other crotchet. Now again, as I said before, you could use this system, make circles, use scrap papers, but what about your sight reading? What about your musical skills? Try to use your eyesight, visualize the things. 3/8 means three quavers. 1, 2 and 3. Bar line. 1, 2 and 3. This with a dot. Honestly guys, if you see they are already grouped. Here, if I'm confused, I'll go from the end. 1, 2 and 3. And then I have 1, 2 and 3. Shall we move on? Of course. 3 minims. Okay, first of all, let's have a look at the last bar. 1, 2 and 3. Haha. 1 crotchet and 1 crotchet. 2, and look at this. 3, because I have 1 crotchet here and the other crotchet must be this. So I put the bar line just because I want it to be as direct as I am. So 1, 2, and I need a crotchet, and then from the crotchet I get the other crotchet. Now 3, a triplet of semiquavers equals 2 of the same kind. Then we have 1 semiquaver and the other semiquaver, so we have 4 semiquavers. 4 semiquavers equals 2 quavers equals 1 crotchet. And this is the logical reasoning of this. But I want to be very quick now. 1 and 2, 1 minim. 1 and 2, 1 minim. 1 and 2, the other minim. So this bar is already complete. Again, 1 minim, 1 minim, and this is a crotchet, so this must be the other crotchet. The next one, 4 halves, 4 minims. Now, a triplet of minims equals 2 of the same kind. So we need, this is half of the bar, we need the other half. Then we have another minim here and the 4th minim. So here it is. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now this is very long, but let's have a look. I think this is easier. So let's start from here. 1 minim, 2 minims, 3 minims, and then 4. So this is already a bar. Now this is 1 minim, 1 minim, 1 minim, and the remainder is the other minim. Okay? Can you let me know if this is clear? If I'm making things easier for you guys, can you let me know, please? Thank you. Let's move on now. 3/4. 3 crotchets. 1, 2, and 3. This is a quaver. This must be the other half. The other quaver. 1, 2, and 3. A triplet of 3 quavers equals 2 of the same kind. So 2 quavers equals 1 crotchet. So 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. Done. Two fourth, 2 crotchets, 1, and I think this is 2 because I see 1, 2 semiquavers, another semiquaver and another semiquaver. Don't get confused. When you see the dot and the other half, just take it as a semiquaver and that's it, as one of the upper value. Okay, so we have 4 semiquavers here, equals 2 quavers equals 1 crotchet. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. It's already grouped. Do I have it confirmed? Yes, 1 and 2. Sorted. Three eighths, the last one of this exercise 7. 3 quavers, 1, 2 and 3, bar, line. And again a tie. We can't merge these together and make it a crotchet because it's a value that goes across 2 bars. It's not possible. So bar line, 1, 2 and 3, 4 demisemiquavers equals 1 quaver. 1, 2 and 3. There you go. 1, 2 and 3. Sorted. I hope this was useful. Please let me know if not. For now, I move on and I do the challenge on this page. They ask us to fill the gap to complete this rhythm. Now, they want us to use at least 1 demisemiquaver, either note, rest or triplet. Let's see, we need 3 quavers here. We have 1 quaver here, 1 quaver here. And to make another quaver, how about using a triplet of demisemiquavers? That makes it 2. I need either 2 demisemiquavers or 1 semiquaver. So 1 semiquaver and the other semiquaver. Shall I make it bigger? And I have to beam them together. Okay, let's have a look at this one now. We have 2 quavers already, we need a third. Let's make it different this time. 4 demisemiquavers with a rest. We have the same thing that I made up here. I didn't do it on purpose, honestly, sorry guys. We can use 2 demisemiquavers and 1 semiquaver. How about that? One movement, and then we need another one. I put a quaver. Okay, exercise. In exercise 8, we need to add the time signature, but on this page, they talk about the anacrusis, and the anacrusis is when a melody starts on the upbeat. Therefore, the first bar is incomplete. I shall say, guys, that most of music starts in an anacrusic way. It means that the first bar is incomplete and we postpone the stronger beat. Okay, because you know that when we count, no matter how far we go to count, number 1 is always like the strongest. So for example, when we say example, the number 1 would be on R, example, and X is the upbeat, example, running, and not running, 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 or booklet, not booklet. Booklet. Revise. That is an anacrusic. Revise. So it depends on where we put the accent. And the accent in music is always on one. Therefore, we would do here dun 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 instead of dun 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 dun. It is incorrect in this case. Okay, so in other words, what do? We ignore the upbeat and then we count from the complete bar. 4 of them is 1 minim. So 2 crotchets, 1 minim, crotchet and crotchet. That is in 4/4. How do we identify the time signature? We go to the complete bars and we calculate as we always do. This is incomplete. Oh, this is the famous Few release. Okay. Careful here. 1, 2, and 3. I think there are 3 quavers here. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, Few release is in 3/8. So make sure that you don't put the accent here. It's not di da di da di da di da da. Otherwise, you make it in 4. Di da di da di da di da da. Di da di da di da di da da. Di da di da di da di da da. This is a misunderstanding that is very common. How many crotchets do we have? 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 2/4. All of them are very famous pieces, by the way. How many minims do we have? 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So we call it 3 halves because we say that halves means minim. Why? Because the fraction of a minim is 2/4. If you simplify it, it's 1/2. Therefore, 3 halves means 3 times 1/2. So 3 minims. Try to translate the numbers, the fractions, and the values in a musical way. Okay? I hope this is clear. Let's move on to exercise 9. This is about duple, triple, or quadruple. Now, what does that mean? It's the number of movements of beats. Therefore, a conductor would move twice and then go back to the first movement. We think 1 and 2 or 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the meaning of that. So, what do we need to look at? The upper number. 4 means quadruple. Sorry, they say a V. Sorry, that is it. Three crotchet means 3 movements. Triple. 4 minims means 4 movements of a conductor. Quadruple. 2/4 means duple, 2 movements. And 3 minims means 3 movements. Therefore, triple. Done. Very quick. So we only need to see the top of the time signature. If the top is 4, is a quadruple. If it's 3, is a triple. If it's 2, is duple. And you know now why. The movements, the counting, the movements of a conductor. And the phrasing as well. Of course, there is a musical result as well. Exercise grouping. I understand that is a painful topic for the students because it's not clear, but I'll tell you why it is not clear. It's not clear because you don't think in movements. You don't think of a conductor conducting. We need to see the movements of the grouping, the counting. It's very closely relating to the time signature. For example, in this case, this is a common time, so 4/4, okay? We need to see 4 movements, 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the grouping is correct. In 3 halves, 3 minims, we need to see 3 minims separated. 1, 2, and 3, because the conductor would do 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so 4 quavers equals 1 minim, 1 minim, and 1 minim. Yes, this is correct. In 3/4, we need to see 3 crotchets. Now, 1 is here, 1 is here, and 1 is here. Is this correct? Yes, it is. 3/8, we need to see 3 quavers. Do we see them? Yes, we do. So, correct. It's 1, 2, and 3. We can also beam them all together, but never mind now. 2/4, we need to see 2 movements. Do we see them here? Not really. Where's the middle of the bar? Here, but it's very confusing. We really struggle to count. These should have been separated because there you could see 1 and 2. So this is incorrect. Now this is interesting. It's in 4 and we have 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this is incorrect because we need to see the half of the bar. This happens in every time signature that has an even number on the top, so 2, 4 and so forth. So we need to see, and 6 is 3 plus 3, so yes, it is also. So we need to, these 2 should have been separated, so this is incorrect. So we need to have 1, 2 and then 3, 4. Let's see if they did it correctly here. 1, 2 on a side and then 3, 4 on the other side. Yes, correct. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, they are not separated, but they could be beamed together. So this is correct, yes. And that is all done. Again, think of the movements, think of the counting. We need to see clearly 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, and then 3, 4. And I hope that this is clear. Let me know if not, and as usual, if you have any questions, leave a comment. Thank you. Let's move on. In exercise 11, again, we need to tick the bar in which the grouping has been correctly done. So we are in 3/4. Where do we see 3 things? Apparently we see it everywhere, but we need to see 3 crotchets. So we have not even a crotchet here, we have a quaver and a half. We have a crotchet here, but where is the other half? So this is incorrect. Here we see that there is a crotchet here, there is a crotchet here, but why are they not beamed? There is a further beaming here that is missing, and we have it here, you see. So in this case, in this bar, you see that you have 3 items, 1, 2, and 3. And this is why this is the only correct bar. Am I making things easier for you guys? I hope so. The next one, we need to see 4 things. We do see 4 things here. We might see 4 things here. There are too many, and here there are definitely too many. The importance of grouping, I think you can see it here. How confusing is this? If someone asks you to play this, to sight read this, do you think that you can count easily here? Compare this with this. I see 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. So I know that in one movement I need to fit a few notes. But here, how many movements do I have? Which goes where? I can't tell. So this is why this is the correct answer. Because we have one crotchet, the other crotchet, one crotchet, and the other crotchet all together. Da 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 da. Okay, I can see it very clearly. Da 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 da. Here you see da 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 da. It's too confusing. Too confusing. Now let's see very quickly these 3 bars. First, time signature. Let's not jump into conclusions too quickly. First, let's reflect on the time signature. 3 minims. So we need to see 3 items. Now, if I see this, it could be, I can't really identify the movements. Also, why do we have a tight crotchet and quaver? Why don't we have a dot? Because we are supposed to make up a minim. So we do have the space for a dot here. We're not across 2 movements, so this is incorrect just because of that. We do have a dot here. And we have 1, 2, and 3. Now let's compare these 2 bars. And where is 2 and where is 3? 1, a half, 2, and the other half. We can't merge the 2 movements together. We must have 1, 1, and 1. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. And this is the only possible answer. 1, 2, and 3. Here it is. And it is all done. I would recommend to reflect on what I said here. Listen to my explanation again. Because by comparing the right answer to the wrong ones, you understand the reason of grouping. And it's quite an important one. It allows us to sight read quicker and to understand the phrasing better and immediately. Okay, so that's very important. Again, about grouping and rests with rests is the exercise number 12. 4/4, 1 1/2 and the other half, and then the other minim. So that is correct. Why? Because we have 1 1/2 and the other half. When you see a half, you must have the other half straight away. So immediately spot these things. A half must be paired with the other half, always. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, where is the middle of the bar? It's between this, it's in the middle of this rest. This is incorrect because the right answer should have been 1, 2, and 3. So the half of the bar is visible. And we can easily count 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. Now look at this. 3 semiquavers. Where is the 4th one? It can't be a demi-semiquaver. It has to be another semiquaver. So, incorrect. The right answer is another one of the same kind. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The second one, we have 3 quavers, and 3 quavers they are. 3/8, 1, 2, and 3. Of course, it is the only possible answer. What else can we write here? It has to be this, because we have to complete. The 3 semiquavers can't be together, can't be sufficient. We need a 4th one, so yes, this is correct. The last one, okay, listen carefully to what I say. This is a whole bar rest. And this is a very common misunderstanding and mistake. The whole bar rest is always, no matter the time signature, the semi-breve rest. So this is incorrect. We could be in 3/8, in 4/4, in 2/4, in 12/16, is always the semi-breve rest. So this is incorrect. 2 crotchets, one and the other half, 1 and 2. 1, where is the other half here to make one movement? And here, so this rest is merging 2 quaver rests. And by doing so, we hide the half of the bar. Instead, we would have had 2 quavers. So we could see the 2 movements, 1 and 2. A quaver, a half and the other half straight in. It can't be a demi-semi-quaver, it's the half of a quaver. It's a semi-quaver, so incorrect. Last example, 1 and 2. Correct. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The last example, 4 minims. Okay, we have 2 minims here, 1 minim and the other minim. Now what's the point in using 2 quavers, 2 crotchet rests? It's the same movement, so we would need only a minim rest. So this is incorrect. With the minim rest, we could see very easily 1, 2, 3 and 4 minims. So this is only confusing. Now here is correct. These 2 bars are very similar. We have 1 minim, 2 minims and the other minim here. And this is the only possible answer. 1 half and the other half. So correct. 1, 2 minims, 3 minims, and this is a semi-breve rest. We would need a minim rest, this one. So this is incorrect. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And this is done. Was it easy this way? I hope so. Let me know, write me a comment, and especially let me know if you have any questions. Don't hesitate to leave a comment. Thank you. Exercise 13. This exercise 13 asks us to take the bar that is correctly written half the value of this one, the given one. Now, half the value of 2 minims equals 2 crotchets, so 2/4. All the options are in 2/4. 3 quavers would be 3 semi-quavers. It's the same thing, but with an extra thing. 1 quaver and 1 semi-quaver would become 1 semi-quaver, a dotted semi-quaver, and 1 demi-semi-quaver. 4 quavers would become 4 semi-quavers. So let's do that again. We need to add a thing basically. Quavers become semi-quavers. So a dotted quaver becomes a dotted semi-quaver. A semi-quaver becomes a demi-semi-quaver. 4 quavers become 4 semi-quavers. Where do we see this? We don't see it here. We don't see it here because we need a dotted rhythm here, but we see it here. So this is the correct answer. Exercise 14 is the opposite. We need to rewrite it twice the value. Twice the value of 3/8 becomes 3/4. We go up. With half the value, we go down in the order. Twice the value, we go up. So it becomes 3/4. We don't think in quavers, but we think in crotchets. Now we have 4 demi-semi-quavers become 4 semi-quavers. 1 semi-quaver become 1 quaver, and another quaver here, and 1 quaver becomes a crotchet. So we have 1 crotchet here, 1 crotchet here, 1 crotchet here. We need to get to 3 crotchets. Where do we have this figure? We don't have it here because this is a semi-quaver rest. We have it here, we don't have it here. The grouping, this is not correct. We can't have 4 quavers, it's too much. It's just one step up. From demi-semiquavers, they become semiquavers. So this is the correct answer. If you want, send me your challenge and I will check if that is correct. You have my email address in the description below. Send me an email with a picture or a PDF of your challenge and I will tell you if it's correct or not. Please do remember to include the original version so I can check it straight away. And with this exercise 4 and challenge to send me your challenge, I've completed the first chapter of this grade 3 book. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, like my videos if they are helpful, stay in touch, and I see you very soon. Thank you, bye bye.
I hope this video was helpful and remember to like it and share it with your friends. If it was useful for you, it will be useful for other people too. Now, if you're looking for other chapters of Discovering Music Theory Grade 3, you only need to click there and find the chapter you're looking for. Thank you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!